Hey guys, alright, I'm going to be reviewing the Nutribullet by Magic Bullet. Just got this. I had an expensive juicer, one of the Breville juicers, and I just found that it was really too much to clean, took too long to clean. It was nice that it spit out the fiber, but in reality you want all that fiber. And if I was to juice this stuff here, I would get about, this much juice. You really went through a lot of vegetables really fast, and with this you save your money. You have to use less vegetables, and you get just as much. And the blades are good enough where it actually grinds it into pretty much liquid. So I'm not having any problem with that. So today I'm going to show you one of the drinks that I make. Some of the ingredients here, I have spinach, fresh baby spinach. I have some kale right here. Got a couple pieces of broccoli, some celery, mainly for water content and electrolytes. Got a couple organic baby carrots, some raw whole almonds. This here is flaxseed. I use a little cup like that. That's about all you need really. And a cup of frozen berries. There's a couple reasons I like frozen berries. One, this big bag here is only 10 bucks. It's if I would have bought that much fresh, it would have been really expensive. And between travel times and sitting out in the stores, fresh foods, quote unquote, could actually be less nutritious. Actually, these are just picked and they're frozen right away, and they really keep a lot of that stuff. As fruit and vegetables sit out at the store, they could actually lose some of their nutritional content, like vitamin C and things like that. So when they're frozen, it's just a little bit better. Actually, it's a common myth that fresh is better, but that's not always the case. And I also like that it's frozen because these blades spin so fast that sometimes it could make your drink get a little bit warmer than you like it. It doesn't get warm per se, but the frozen fruit really keeps it nice and cold. So I like to use the frozen berries. And I also have some raw pumpkin seeds here. This stuff's really cheap. I got all these pumpkin seeds. It's like $2.70. And if you go to the bulk section in your supermarket, you can usually get this stuff for a fairly good price. So first thing I want to mention too is the cup that this comes with is a lot bigger than you would think. So don't worry about not fitting your drink in here. Um, here's a typical blender, a cheaper one, and this thing fits inside of it. So you have a lot of room to make stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is I put in the spinach here. You want to get that in. This is just how they tell you to do it. You put the greens in first. So I'll do all that. The kale, some broccoli, kind of push it down there. And this stuff is really good to have raw. When you cook vegetables, it cooks out a lot of the nutrients. You go through something called digestive leukocytosis. When you cook down your vegetables, your body actually thinks it's a pathogen because you kill all the enzymes and things like that in the food. So your white blood cell count actually rises a little bit after you eat cooked vegetables, and that really puts a stress on your immune system and things like that. So you want to do about 50% vegetables. There's that there. And let's see here. Now I'm going to add the berries right on top. About a cup of the frozen berries. Okay, and then I'm going to add the almonds in there. You'd be surprised, this thing really grinds these things up. The flaxseed, and I'm going to add just a pinch of the pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are high in nutrition, a lot of minerals, magnesium, zinc, and things like that. Really good for you. Then what you want to do is you want to add some water. There's a max line on here. You could fill the ingredients over the max line. I don't know if you can see it, but you don't want to fill the water over the max line. It can cause leakage or pressure issues and things like that. So I'm going to set this down while I fill it up. So you just fill it up to, usually go to the max line. You don't want it too thick, so the water gives it things. And you can also make this stuff Sometimes I'll make them after the gym with the vanilla protein powder and some spinach, and it's really good. You just taste the protein, and you get the benefit of the spinach, the high vitamin A, iron, calcium, things like that. So after you fill it with water, I'm going to put the blades on here. Just twist on. Can't really do this with one hand, so. Okay, so everything's in there. I usually give it a little shake just to loosen up the spinach on the top. And then you put it in. It's a lot quieter than you'd think for 600 watts. You can see it started blending it really quick. You can see everything going around in there. I usually let it go for about a minute to a minute and a half, depending on what's in there. And there you go. As you can see it, the stuff is completely liquid. You can pour it into a glass, you can drink it. You won't get any solid chunks of almonds. You know, you might feel a couple little flax seeds or seeds from, the seeds from the raspberries are just so small that, I mean, any blade would be tough to really grind those out. But this is definitely very drinkable. You get all your fiber in it. It's almost like a smoothie. It's not like a pulp feeling, really. Very drinkable. You get really good nutrition. It's nice and cold from the frozen fruit. And it's one of the best things I've bought in my life because I use it all the time. All you do is rinse these blades off now, and then you rinse the cup after you drink it, and that's it. If I wanted to use my Breville juicer before work, no way. It's a project. You have to clean the filter. You have parts all over in the sink after. This is super easy. You can make milkshakes with this, though that's not really healthy. But you can put in dry flaxseed and make flax meal to add to your oatmeal. I like taking it with this probiotic here. My GI has never felt so good. It also comes with a blade where you can grind coffee and seeds and things like that with, which is really nice because if you buy bulk coffee, it's really cheap, and the whole beans you can grind with this blade. I haven't used it yet, but I've used it with my old blender, and those are always really nice to have. Comes with a lot of caps like these to put over if you can't finish it, you could just twist this on, put it in the fridge. For $100, it's a really, really good blender. I've had no issues with it yet. So that's my review. Hope you like it. Please comment with anything you'd like below.